ever, I don't know, way too long trying to figure out if a job posting is even like remotely in your field?
Oh, all the time. It's like, is this for a rocket scientist or a barista? Sometimes I just can't tell.
Right. And you're just left there kind of staring at the screen like, what am I even looking at?
Oh, the worst.
So that's kind of what we're diving into today. We're talking job titles, specifically how to write ones that actually, make sense and attract the right people.
Yeah, it's more important than you think.
We've got some super interesting insights from Jared Kanize. He's the CEO of academicjobs.com, and he really knows his stuff when it comes to making job postings stand out.
He does. And I think what's so important about what he says is that, in the academic world, it's so competitive.
Oh, for sure.
So having a job title that actually grabs attention,
Yeah,
it's kind of like your first impression.
totally. Like, think about a book, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the cover.
Yeah.
If the title's boring or confusing, you're probably going to just pass it right over.
You won't even pick it up.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's same with job postings. Kanize actually gives this great example. He talks about a vague title like, I don't know, become a guru in higher ed. Okay, that sounds kind of interesting, I guess.
Sure.
But is it clear?
No, not at all.
Yeah, really. And then he compares that to something like research associate in molecular biology.
Right. Much clearer. You know exactly what you're getting into.
Exactly. And I think that's what job seekers really need, right?
Totally. They need that clarity because they're busy. They don't have time to decipher a riddle wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in a job title.
Exactly. Like if you're looking for a job, you're probably looking at like a ton of different listings, right?
Right. Yeah.
You're not going to spend like 20 minutes on each one just trying to figure out what it is.
No way. You need to be able to scan those titles and boom, know right away if it's a potential fit.
So how do we make those titles, pop?
Kanize is big on keywords.
Keywords, yeah.
Think about it. You go to Google, you're looking for something specific, you type in certain words, right? Job searching's kind of the same. People are typing in specific terms. You got to use those terms in your titles so they actually find your listing.
That makes sense.
He gives a really good example. Bond University Domestic Student Recruitment Manager, Higher Ed Jobs. See how he did that?
Ooh, yeah. He slipped in higher ed jobs.
Exactly. Someone looking for a job in higher ed, they're going to search for that. Boom, his listing pops up.
It's like SEO, but for jobs.
You got it.
Okay, so keywords are important. But is there such a thing as too many keywords?
Oh, absolutely. I've seen some job titles that are just a wall of text.
Ugh, yeah, like a whole paragraph crammed into the title.
It's like they took every possible keyword and just threw it in there.
And it just makes your eyes glaze over.
Kanize calls it keyword stuffing, and it can actually backfire.
Really? How so?
Think about it. It's like a book title that tries to tell you the whole plot. It's just overwhelming.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
And people might just scroll right past it because it looks too complicated.
So keywords, yes, but in moderation.
Definitely. Keep it concise, keep it clear, focus on the terms that really matter.
Okay, so we've got clarity, keywords. What about those super specific niche roles? Like, you need someone with very particular skills.
Kanize talks about that too.
Does he?
Yeah, he says it's even more important to be specific in those cases.
Makes sense.
He gives an example. Assistant professor in experimental physics, condensed matter, materials physics, biophysics. See how he lays out all those specializations?
Oh, yeah. That's very specific.
Right. So someone who specializes in biophysics, they see that and they're like, hey, that's me. But someone who's, I don't know, a chemical engineer, they know right away it's not a good fit.
It's almost like filtering out the wrong candidates before they even apply.
Exactly. It saves everyone time and energy.
Smart. Keenan also mentions a few other things that can trip people up, like abbreviations.
Oh, yeah, those can be tricky.
He suggests using International Leadership Center Director of Operations instead of ILC Director of Operations.
Makes sense. Not everyone knows what ILC stands for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You might think everyone knows, but you'd be surprised.
Totally. And even search engines, they might not pick up on those abbreviations, so you could be missing out on a ton of potential candidates.
So clear, straightforward language is always best.
Absolutely. Another thing he points out is mentioning part-time schedules in the title.
Oh, that's interesting.
If you're only looking for someone part-time, put it right there in the title.
Why is that so important?
Because people searching for part-time work, they're specifically looking for that. If they don't see it, they might just scroll right past your listing.
Makes sense. It's all about making the job search as efficient as possible for everyone. And speaking of efficiency, academicjobs.com has this really interesting approach using AI. Have you heard about this?
I have. They're doing some really cool stuff.
They apply AI to Like all their job postings, right?
Titles, descriptions, the whole shebang.
And it's really making a difference in terms of visibility.
Yeah. They're seeing an average boost of 300% just by using these AI-powered techniques.
Wow, 300%. That's huge.
It is. And think about it. More visibility means more potential candidates seeing your listing.
Which means a better chance of finding the perfect fit.
Exactly.
So if anyone out there is struggling to, get their job postings noticed, maybe check out academicjobs.com. It might be just the thing you need.
It's definitely worth looking into.
All right, so as we wrap up, let's just take a minute to think about our own experiences with job titles, right?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen a job title that was just so good it made you want to apply immediately?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And on the flip side, I've seen some that were so confusing, I was just like, nope, not even going to bother.
Right. It's amazing how a few words can make such a big difference.
It really is. It's like the gateway to a whole career opportunity.
So for everyone out there, whether you're hiring or job hunting, think about those titles. Make them clear, make them specific, and most importantly, make them count.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.